Thank you so much for deciding to join me today. I'm so glad I can talk to you, and I'm so excited to share this because I think this is one of the most mind-blowing things I've ever stumbled upon in my life. Throughout my life, I actually was always very miserable, but like whenever I had a problem or something that was really heavy on my heart and something that was really making my mood the worst, I always try to fight it the hardest. I always try to do everything. And it's like life almost wants it from us. No matter where you are in life, it feels like we have to force everything. We have to force every relationship. We have to force other people to be like we want them to be. We need to force our career. We need to force every goal. And I realized that, as I explored neuroscience on this channel, when you put too much force, the amygdala, the threat center of your brain, is up, and also the DMN network is up, which is like a internal critic. And basically, when you look at neuroscience, your brain is less productive when you push things, when you don't let them flow. And the worst thing is that most people think that letting things just be is pure passivity, and it's just laying on the couch and not doing anything. But that's the complete opposite. It means not putting too much force on everything. Imagine your problems right now inside your head. If you just say to yourself that do not put too much force on it, do not put force on it, you actually find out that many things happen for a reason. For example, relationships need awkward silences before they work. You actually can find a way. For example, find a way what kind of content do you want to make, because I never knew what kind of content I want to make. I always knew I want to express myself somehow, but like the less I put force on it, the more I find myself, and I want what I want to do. And I think it's one of the most mind-blowing things ever, because I truly realized that when I stopped putting force on certain things, that I actually started to understand them, and I actually got closer to a goal. For example, I started moving. I started going on a bicycle, but I always try to, because I live in a isolation, and basically it's not really an isolation. I live near a little town, but like it's separated by a insanely huge hill. And I always try to fight it and fight it and find a way and figure out a solution, how to be less isolated and more connected to the world. And then when I stopped, putting much force on it, I decided to buy a bicycle, an electric bicycle, and it was the best money I ever spent, because it's just an insane freedom, and like it gives me so much movement even though it's electric, and it gives me so much joy. But I would never ever, do that if I put much force on it, and especially when I want to make a video, when I force myself into it, I never want it. I always have many doubts about myself. I always have many doubts. How do I sound? Am I cringe? Isn't it weird? Isn't it too different? Isn't it not original? Isn't How do I sound? How do people perceive me? What will they think? Am I sounding normal? Is there something wrong with me? But the less I thought into, the more I found myself. And I think it's truly one of the most mind-blowing things ever, because it's such a huge paradox. Because, following a goal, following a dream, for example, indeed does require a lot of sacrifice and a lot of, work. But like, I truly found myself, the more I'm likely to follow my dreams, which is YouTube, which is my dream, which is what I follow right now, which is to connect with other people, to express myself. It's the less I force on it, the more productive I am. And yeah, I'm not, my channel is not about advices at all. It's just, basically a mix of philosophy, thinking and stuff, and just talking a bit. So feel absolutely free to hang out with me in other videos and explore anything about our feelings, thoughts, emotions, minds, or just to chill back and talk about anything, or just to have fun a little bit, but absolutely no pressure. I'm so grateful from the bottom of my heart that you spend your time here, that you listen to my voice, and I wish you so much joy, strength, and resilience in this crazy world. Take care, please, especially take care, and I can't wait to catch you soon.